Welcome to this pick a card video. My name is Gabby Turner. I'm glad to have you. We have three options in this pick a card reading represented by these goddesses, and the timestamps are below. I'll hold them up a little bit closer here in just a moment. This would be group 1, Spider Woman. Group 2 is Amaterasu. So those timestamps are below. And group 3 is Aditi. But today we're going to be talking about the next time you speak with your person of interest, whoever it is you're watching this for. This is geared towards romantic connections. But these are the three goddess cards, so kind of get in touch with your intuition and see which goddess or goddesses are calling out to you for your reading today. You might be called to watch more than one or watch different groups for different people. But the timestamps are listed below with the name of the goddess. And with all of that said, I will see you at your reading. Okay, group 1, you chose Spider Woman. It says Universal Connection. All I know is that she is a Native American goddess. I don't know specifically what tribe or tribes. If anybody does know, let us know. It doesn't even say in the guidebook specifically about which tribe she might be associated with. But Spider Woman, she very well could be connected to multiple tribes. But in any case, great choice. Let's go ahead and shuffle here. I'll hold up the cards when I'm pulling them so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm not just making things up. We're going to give a good shuffle here and see what's the vibe or what is being said. You know, both of those questions. The next time you speak with your person that you have in mind. So this is geared towards romantic connections. I suppose you could try to apply it to something that's platonic, but my definite intention here is that this is for romantic connections primarily. But anyways, let's see. So what's the general vibe next time you speak with this person? Okay, well, it's not great, I'm just going to say. Okay, so next time you speak with this person, their energy is the Four of Cups. The shared energy is the Three of Swords. Not the best card. Your energy is the Five of Wands. I feel like the next time you speak with this person, group 1, you're going to feel a little bit argumentative with this Five of Wands. Like you might be wanting to talk about certain things or bring up issues that you are dissatisfied with. Like, listen, person, I want you to know that I disagree with you on this, or I don't like what you're doing, or I want you to do something different. But anyway, there is a little bit of a confrontational attitude on your end of it. I feel like the person you're asking about is kind of wanting to shut down with this Four of Cups, you know? They're just like, they might not even be very responsive. Like, they just don't want to be dealing with this. They're trying to check out, you know? They're really trying to check out during the conversation. Like, I think because it's making them sad. And to be honest, with this Three of Swords in the middle, I think you're both not very happy. This is not a conversation of happiness. Your motivation in the conversation is to let them know why you're not happy, right? And the fact that the conversation is happening is making them unhappy. So let's look a little bit more into this here. You know, I wouldn't say that they're shocked that you're bringing this up. They're not shocked because I feel like it may be a conversation that has been had before. Because I'll tell you why. Because the Nine of Wands indicates where we're going in a pattern. It's like we're hitting a struggle. It's like almost repeating it and not getting to the end of it. There's not a real good solution here. You know, I do feel like with this Five of Swords as the shared energy, it's almost like both of you are a little bit at the end of your string here. both of you are really just almost over it, but I think your attitudes, or what that means for each of you to be over it, is coming through a little bit differently. Like for you, you want to put up a final fight. You know, like, this is the final battle. Like, I need to explain to you why I'm upset. I want it to finally sink in, right? And on their attitude, they're kind of like internally disconnecting. I just keep getting that, because we have them here with the Hermit. Internally disconnecting. Yeah, it's like avoidance, you know, like some people want to face the issue, which is what you're doing. Some people want to just avoid the issue, and that's how they're trying to solve it. That's what your person is doing. And it's just not getting anywhere. Yeah. Yeah. It's like the conversation that you will have next with this person, it feels like it's not getting anywhere. Now, I don't want to create any self-fulfilling prophecies, so I feel like it might be helpful to ask, like, is there anything different that group one can do or understand about this that will make it more productive, right? Because there's nothing wrong with bringing up grievances. Like, you know, like, we're allowed to be dissatisfied. We're allowed to bring up the things that we don't like. And is there anything we should understand here, group one, to make this more productive? First of all, I get the Prince of Wands as maybe the way to approach it. I mean, I'm kind of interpreting this as like, can you find a more lighthearted way to approach it? Or even like maybe a lighthearted way to stage the conversation. Like, hey, let's go do something fun. And then while we're doing something fun, like, hey, let's, you know, I don't know, let's go throw a Frisbee around, and like, you know, allow something fun to be happening to sort of lighten the mood of the conversation or bring some sort of levity. And what you need to understand here, so that would be the guidance for the best approach to get a more productive result from this conversation. Well, you need to understand, I'm getting the Three of Cups clarified by the King of Swords reversed. Okay, what I'm getting, if the two of you have people in common, like you have some of the same friends, or you just know some of the same people or whatever, this person is willing to cut off everyone. Like, if they feel that there's no future for this relationship, they would be willing to just totally cut the cord. Like, snip, snip. Okay, you can have those friends then. I don't need those. No. Like, I feel like the reason your spirit guides are telling you this is just to let you know where this person is genuinely at in terms of their readiness to disconnect. Because I don't think it's just like an internal disconnect where they want to avoid the conversation. They might even be ready to just like, okay, I'm just going to go on my merry way. And that they're not going to give any final words, I don't think, when they do that. I think it would be more like they're just going to ghost and disappear. So if you don't want this person to just ghost and disappear, because like I said, they're ready to just cut it all off. Anything that connects the two of you, they're ready to cut and run. Because they're like Tower card energy, King of Swords. This is like, it does not hurt my feelings to have to do that. Sometimes we got to draw a line in the sand and just go. That's their energy. So it's just giving you an awareness of where they're at. Your energy is the Hanged Man. Like, you want to plunge deeper into the conversation. You want to find resolution by like hanging on, right? They're at the point of wanting to find resolution by cutting loose. If group one does go about this with the advice given of like finding a more playful or lighthearted way to approach it, what is the likely outcome? It does feel like endurance, and this person's energy is the Ten of Cups, and your energy is the Chariot. So I do feel like that approach is probably gonna, the outcome looks much more positive. It feels like we're staying together. It's the long haul. We're making progress. And even you on your end of it, it feels like you're getting more emotional satisfaction. You are even feeling so much more productive in the conversation simply by approaching it in a slightly different way. Any final guidance or words of support for group 1? We've got the Eight of Pentacles. They just want to remind you, like, love is work. We see this rose in the middle, like representing romance. But the Eight of Pentacles is normally about putting in the work, putting in the effort. And I feel like your guides are reminding you that you can do this. You can do this. The hard work of a relationship is never done, but you can do it. Okay? Yeah. Oh my God, we're getting 2 hard work cards here. I'm seeing 1111 also on the timestamp. 10 of Wands and 8 of Pentacles. They're just reminding you, you know, it's our human nature to want things to be easy, to think we're going to ride off into the sunset. And, but we know that that's not really how relationships work. Relationships work when we put in the effort and when we keep putting in the effort, even though the going gets tough. And, yeah. I mean, this person is willing to put in the effort too, but it's just, I feel that when they are just attacked and criticized, they would rather shut down and run away. And that is not to take sides or to blame anyone, because I'm feeling like your frustrations are very valid. You have reasons to be frustrated, and when we are frustrated and when we've been bringing up a conversation over and over, or an issue keeps arising, you know, it's understandable that we want to come in with our swords ablazing, you know. But it does feel like so much of a different energy if you simply approach it in a more lighthearted way. And I would say also, like, it gives this person more of an opportunity to speak as well, rather than shutting down and not responding. Because how productive is a conversation if both people can't speak, right? Or one person is refusing to speak. But okay, so group 1, vaya con Dios. I'm wishing you the best, and I'll see you later. Bye. Number 2, you chose Amaterasu, who is a Japanese sun goddess. And how interesting that you see the sun literally shining bright. It wasn't doing that in group 1's, like right as she's coming up. Look at that. That is so cool. She is a sun goddess, and she's one of my favorite goddesses because I found out about her when I was finding out that there are sun goddesses at all. I thought there were like sun gods and like moon goddesses. And I don't know what this is on the screen in front of my chin. Oh, that's the sun too. The sun goddess is on my chin. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting lighting. I promise I am going to get to your reading here. That's just really strange. Okay. That's really weird. All right. Anyway, but there are sun goddesses, multiple of them, and she is one of them. She's probably the most well-known, I would think. But anyway, that's the goddess that you chose. Wonderful choice. And we're going to be asking, regarding your person of interest, about the next time the two of you talk. So kind of like, what's the vibe going to be? Maybe what is said, things like that. So let me just give it a good shuffle. It's very weird to have just that dot on my... So Justice and the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I will be holding up the cards as I pull them as well. It's just easier to shuffle down here. Okay. So regarding group 2 and their person of interest, what is it going to be like the next time they talk? Okay, so your energy is the King of Wands, the shared energy is the Queen of Wands, and their energy is the Five of Swords. Well, I think both of you are going to be very open and direct. Like, nobody is going to be holding back their self-expression here. Because we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. I feel with this, the person that you're asking about, because they're represented by the Five of Swords, although both of you will be just putting it all out there, laying your cards on the table, right? Whatever that is. This person feels, I would say they feel kind of drained by the conversation or something. I don't know if it's drained or what is it? What is it that are they feeling? Fulfilled. But it's like being satiated to a point of exhaustion. Maybe that's why at first it felt like drained to me. Satiated to the point of exhaustion. Maybe kind of like after you eat a big meal, like after Thanksgiving dinner or some kind of feast. You just kind of like, bleh, you know, like you're tired, but it was very satiating. So the conversation that the two of you have, it seems to answer a lot of questions for the person you're asking about. To the point they're just like, oh, okay, now I've got to sit with this information. This is a lot of information to ponder. Yeah, this is with this Prince of Swords. They're going to be thinking, this person is going to be thinking about this conversation for days, maybe even longer. They're just like, this was a lot of information to ponder. So what are we talking about? What is the conversation about? Because it seems like they're mostly getting the information, not that they're also giving information, I would say. But what is the conversation about? The conversation is about, what do we want out of life? This might be a like, where is this relationship going type of conversation. What do we both want out of life? And does it make sense to continue to keep being together? I feel like this person wants to still be together, because the idea that anything that could threaten that really is very emotionally overwhelming. This person's very attached to you. I kind of feel like both of you want it to stay together, but on your end, group 2, that's really weird to have that on my chin. There we go. On your end, group 2, with this 10 of Wands and also just the way that the 4 of Wands is facing, it's making me think like maybe there's something that you're wanting to do with your life that would either mean you would have to travel or move to a different place away from them, or it just would make it harder for the two of you to stay together. And what it feels like to me is maybe you, group 2, are torn because you want to shine, right? You want to shine. You want to go out there and achieve what you've got to achieve, right? Like it's probably some achievement with this 10 of Wands, something that's going to take a lot of hard work. It could also just be that you're going to be working so hard at some goal that you have that you won't have as much time for them. I feel like whatever this is, you've given it a lot of thought, right? Put the sun down here at the bottom of his head. He's getting enlightened. You are coming about it from a very awakened perspective. You've been very thoughtful and considerate about what you want to say, what you need to say, what you want out of life, what you need to explain to them. I feel like they are going to be the one who's disappointed. Yeah, maybe that's why I got that mixed energy in the beginning. Like, they're satiated because they finally got the knowledge that they needed. Like, okay, the information has come down. I know what's going on. I know that group 2 is considering that they want to go out and achieve this goal, and it might interfere with their ability to stay with me. They don't want to lose you. This person does not want to lose you. And I think that you don't want to lose them either. It's just more like you're trying to let them know, like, hey, there is this other priority in my life. Like, and if this is going to work, because I think that you still care about this person. I think you're still attracted to them, but I think you're just trying to explain to them, like, if this is going to work, it needs to work in a way that allows me to shine. There's the sun coming up over her head. Like, I cannot put aside my own selfhood for you, is kind of what you're trying to explain to them. Like, I've got things that are important to me, goals that are important to me, my self-expression, my fulfilling my life's mission, maybe, you know, like, what's the word that I'm looking for? You know, like, you have something that is really important to you. I feel like it's something that you just want, you know, like, it could be career oriented. It could be some big life's dream. Like, maybe you're wanting to travel somewhere you've always wanted to go. You finally get the chance. I don't know what it is, but like, you're getting the opportunity to go out there and do something that really means a lot to you. And there's a word that I'm trying to think of it. But it's something that will make you feel fulfilled and, like, give you a sense of significance, purpose, life purpose. It's something to do with your life purpose. You need to be fulfilling your life purpose, your life's work. And it's something that just makes you glow and prosper from within, you know? It's not about necessarily financial gain. You might be gaining from it financially. You might be getting fame or glory or awards or whatever. I don't know. But what I do know is it's something that really just makes you empowered and happy and feel complete. It's your source of fulfillment that you have to go out there and get. And you're just trying to make this person understand, if you want to continue to be with me, we can make this still work long term, but you have to respect and honor my need to do this. And me doing this means I may not have as much time for you. What's the advice to group 2 regarding this conversation? Well, I think basically there's no need to rush into it with the Hermit card. You have put a lot of thought and consideration into this, I think, into how you want to express yourself already. There's no way of getting around the fact that it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation. We have the 3 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. It's not going to be an easy conversation. And I think your spirit guides are telling you you do need to have the conversation. It's not about procrastinating about it. It's just like, even though you've put a lot of thought into it, it's still okay to spend a little bit more time thinking about how you want to phrase this as well. And also just knowing, like, the conversation is not going to be easy no matter how you approach it. So just to be prepared for that. And to be prepared, I think also with this Hermit, they are saying, like, you really do need to put yourself first. You need to prioritize you. And this other person, they have to prioritize themselves as well. And in a way, you focusing on this life's mission, some sort of life's mission or purpose or like big call, you've been called to do this, like you've received signs, or you're like, this is definitely the direction I'm supposed to go in, like I can't ignore it anymore. That's the feeling here. Like you do need to follow that call that you have to go do this thing, to fulfill whatever this is, and to succeed in this goal. You choosing to put that as your first priority also puts it on them to fulfill their own priorities as well, because they have things that they are supposed to be doing. And they might be tempted to focus a little bit too much on the relationship as well. Or maybe they expect to be fulfilled by you rather than to be fulfilled through, you know, going after their own purpose. So I hope that that makes sense. Let me see if there's anything else your spirit guides are wanting to say to you about this. So I'm getting a no, so that's pretty much means the conversation, your spirit guides have explained what they need to explain here, what they feel is most pertinent. But yeah, if any of you want a personal reading, of course the information is below. If you need to go further or find out more specific to your situation, that is always available. And I do want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hello, Group 3. You chose Goddess Aditi, Creation, for your reading. Wonderful choice. And we're going to be asking, the next time you speak to your person of interest, like what's going to be said, what's the vibe, what's the energy, and we'll get some guidance for you as well from your spirit guides. I am just shuffling right now. As you can probably hear, I'll try to do a shuffle on screen. It's just harder to shuffle it up here. Interesting, we have the Queen of Wands and Justice at the bottom. I will be holding the cards up as I pull them, but I feel like honesty and directness. This will be a conversation that involves honesty and directness. Okay. So this I'm seeing as your energy, Group 3. This is the shared energy, and this is the energy of your person. Gosh, this is kind of coming through similar to Group 2, but I'm sure we'll get something that is different, some sort of different nuance. But I kind of feel like the person you're asking about doesn't really like the way that you're spending your time, because I don't know if it's like the people you're associating with, the people you're hanging out with, what you're doing in your free time. Yeah, this actually is maybe quite a bit different from the other group. I feel like this person is, it's almost like they're giving you the Spanish Inquisition, like they're asking you like 20 questions about what you've been up to. What have you been up to, Group 2? Who are you hanging out with? For some of you, they might be asking the questions in a, well, I did get the Queen of Wands and the Justice. I think it will be direct. They'll be asking questions directly. But I think they're wanting to understand why you're spending time with certain people, or who you're spending your time with. I feel like there's a bit of suspicion on their end. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this person is a bit suspicious with this Devil card. And we've also got the 5 of Pentacles and the 3 of Wands. Like, this person wants more of your time and attention. They want to feel more special to you. They think they deserve to be more special to you. But they are suspecting that, and of course this is what they're suspecting. It doesn't mean that it's true. But they're suspecting that you are kind of like happier elsewhere, or like happier spending your time with other people. It could just be hanging out with friends or your family, or even going to like some kind of, you know, like maybe you are taking a class and you have to have a group project meeting or something, you know what I mean? Like it could be any sort of thing. Like you could be on an intramural sports team and you're spending time with your sports team. I don't know, but this person feels like, hello, I'm supposed to be the most important part of your life, and it doesn't really feel like it. On your end, I do feel like maybe you feel a little bit put out that this person doesn't understand that you can have these other activities going on and still love them. It's almost like you feel like you're not appreciated because they feel this way. You know, you're like, okay, the way that you're expressing it to me, I feel not appreciated, because if I'm so special that I'm supposed to be focusing on you, like, don't you understand? Like, I have other things to do with my life as well. I'm a busy person. I got things going on. But it's like, I feel like it hurts your feelings that they're hurt by you just living a life. Like, oh, I have a life and that hurts your feelings? Well, that hurts my feelings. All right, tell us a little bit more here about this conversation. Yeah, I mean, I think the honesty here that the two of you are putting out, this seems like to be a fairly lengthy or thorough conversation. Like, there is a lot said. It's a productive conversation, I would say, as well. And I think that what you're able to explain to this person is what you need in order to be happy and fulfilled. You know, like, you're able to explain it. Whereas coming into the conversation, this person was like, well, why do you need to hang out with your intramural sports team? Or like whatever it happens to be, right? And you're just like, okay, I have to have other sources of happiness. I can't get my happiness from one singular cup, right? Like, there are multiple things in my life that make me a well-rounded individual and that bring me happiness, and I need those things. And on their end, I think they're also able to express, you know, in a productive way, like, how this makes them feel. It makes them feel that the relationship is maybe not stable, or it makes them feel like the relationship itself is just not where they want it to be. It makes them afraid of losing you. But I think also through this conversation, they'll be making it obvious what you mean to them. I think both of you will be making it obvious what the other person means to them. Like, hey, I love you. I care about you. I want you to continue to be in my life long term. Yeah. I just saw 3333 as a timestamp. Yeah, very positive. The Chariot card is like productive emotional intimacy. This is a great conversation. It's productive. Both people get their feelings heard. Both people are understood by the other one. And I feel, yeah, we have the 9 of Cups and the King of Swords. There's understanding. There's mature understanding. I'm willing to hear you out if you're willing to hear me out. Let's try to figure out a way to approach this so that we can both feel like it's mutually beneficial, right? Nobody wants the other person to feel hurt. We both want to ensure that this is a lasting relationship. We both want to make sure that everyone's emotional cups are being filled. So that's very good. Is there anything else your spirit guides want you to know about this conversation? So I'm getting most cards reversed, so that's pretty much what they needed to say. Is there any advice for group 3? Yeah, I mean, I think that the advice is just to do what you're naturally going to do anyway, which is like to approach it with this emotional maturity, and the maturity of being willing to hear each other out, even if you don't like what you're hearing at first. Just staying quiet and like listening. Practice listening. Like, okay, I'm gonna listen. It's your turn to talk, so I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna hear. I'm gonna really hear and like really understand. Take my time to listen and understand. And then when it's my turn to talk, I'm gonna like take my time to formulate my thoughts. And you know, it's just like you know, so I think that basically that's what you were going to do anyway, and your spirit guides are saying that is great. That is a great approach. That's going to get you the best outcome here. Yeah, so a productive conversation, that's always good. All right, so group 3, I think that that is pretty much everything. I hope that this reading has been helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.